Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Erickson TV. Curtis here with Lauren. Hey Lauren.
Hey everybody.
Hey Lauren, I know there's been lots of bad news, especially in the media.
That's true.
With all that's been going on in Europe and with the recent decline or increase in the unemployment rate. It seems like we're not making a lot of progress.
Yeah, it does seem like that right at the moment. As far as Europe goes, I am certainly convinced that absolutely nobody knows what's going to happen in Europe anymore. There's certainly a lot of uncertainty there. But I wanted to talk today about things that are happening in the United States and bring up one of my favorite topics, which is why, in the long run, it makes sense to be optimistic. And it only makes sense to be optimistic. You may have been hearing a lot about debt, for instance, and a lot of people talk about how the debt is increasing. That's true if you're looking at the national government debt. However, if you look at all debt combined, individuals, corporations, and governments, the United States has been reducing its debt load steadily ever since the recession ended. So for instance, I have my little statistics here. At the time that the recession started, total U.S. debt was 3.73 times total gross domestic product for 1 year.
So gross output, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So for 1 year of total economic output, we had 3.73 times that much in debt. Now that's been reduced to 3.36 times total economic output. And those numbers, I realize, are maybe kind of a little bit abstract, kind of hard to guess, to look at, but that's a dramatic deleveraging from where we were previously. And here's another way of thinking about it. In the 11 quarters before the recession started, total individual, corporate, and government debt was increased by $10 trillion. So that was a 28% increase. In the 11 quarters since the recession ended, debt has only been increased by 1.4% total. That's not per year, that's total. Inflation ran higher than that, economic growth ran higher than that, everything ran higher than that.
So in a nutshell, that's actually healthy.
Yes, that's extremely healthy.
Yeah.
And the reason why all this is critical is because if you look at why it is the businesses are not hiring new people, it's not because people just aren't spending money right now. Actually, people are spending money right now. Ever since about 2010, total spending has been about what it was before the recession. The reason businesses don't want to hire is because they are afraid of what's going to happen in the future.
Right.
When everybody is in debt, okay, great, people are spending money now, but what's going to happen 2 or 3 years down the road? So in order to get employment back on track, the first thing that has to happen is debt has to go down to a manageable level. When that happens, businesses will start hiring again. And this is sort of like economics 001, you know, long before you get into any of this fancy stuff. What does it mean to borrow? What it means to borrow is I'm going to have more prosperity today and I'm going to give up prosperity later. That's what borrowing means, you know.
And they feel the feeling is prosperity will increase, so they can pay that off with the increased prosperity in a sense.
So what happened before the recession, you know, irrespective of all the specifics, we borrowed way too much.
Right.
We borrowed more than what we could handle, then something unexpected happened, and then those loans came due and we couldn't pay them back. So there's all these ideas about how you could get out of a recession, but the reality is you don't get out of the recession until you pay down enough debt.
Right.
That's just how the real world works. And so what you're seeing now is you're seeing the debts are slowly but surely getting paid off. This is definitely good news, and it's a big part of the reason why it's always rational to be optimistic in the long run. In the long run, you will have recessions because people took out too much debt just like they did. But in the long run, they will pay that debt off and things will eventually get back rolling again.
So in a nutshell, even though people are unhappy with our government fiscal policies,
that's true.
Our individual citizens and our companies are taking care of business.
That's right. Yes, that's exactly correct. And that's going to matter when it comes to hiring.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Lauren. That was very interesting. And we'll see you next time on another episode of Erickson TV. Bye now.
See you next time.